The storm outside rattled the glass, but inside the small apartment, Anna Collins whispered nervously, "Tonight, I will finally know the truth." Her voice trembled, though no one answered. She had set the camera on her dresser, angled toward the bed. The blinking red light filled her with both dread and hope. She lay down, pulling the thin blanket over herself, trying to pretend that this was a normal night. But the silence pressed against her chest, heavier than the storm. The clock ticked loudly, each second marking the moment closer to midnight. Anna Collins' eyes darted to the shadows stretching across her ceiling. She swallowed hard, whispering again, "If something is here, I will see it." She closed her eyes, but sleep came uneasy. Every creak of the floorboards beneath the storm's howl felt like footsteps. Every flicker of the lamp seemed like a warning. She gripped the blanket tighter, heart pounding in her ears, knowing the recording device was waiting, capturing everything that the human eye might miss. Morning sunlight bled weakly through the blinds, casting stripes across the worn carpet. Anna Collins sat cross-legged on her bed, laptop balanced before her, replaying the footage. Her voice cracked, "Please let there be nothing." The recording played back hours of stillness, her shifting in sleep, the storm flashing through the window. She leaned closer, breath caught, as a faint shadow rippled across the screen. "No," Anna Collins whispered, clutching her knee. The image blurred in static, then cleared again, showing her sleeping form untouched. She exhaled sharply, convincing herself it was a trick of the storm. Yet unease curled inside her stomach. Anna Collins forced a laugh when she met her friend Daniel Harris later that afternoon. "I'm going crazy, right? Just shadows," she said, waving it off. Daniel Harris shook his head. "You barely sleep, Anna. Your mind's playing tricks." But his eyes betrayed concern as he studied her pale face. The cafe was warm, crowded with chatter, yet Anna Collins felt the weight of the footage pressing on her shoulders. The shadow hadn't been imagination. She stirred her coffee absent-mindedly, whispering, "It felt real." That night, Anna Collins positioned the camera again, double-checking angles until her hands shook. "No mistakes this time," she muttered. She lay down reluctantly, forcing herself to face the lens. Midnight dragged with silence, and her eyes grew heavy. Hours later, the camera blinked steadily, recording shadows stretching unnaturally long across the walls. Her breathing deepened into uneasy sleep as something faint shifted in the corner, unnoticed. The following morning, Anna Collins' hands trembled as she scrolled through the footage. At first, nothing but her tossing in sleep. Then, at exactly 3:12 a.m., the corner of the room seemed to ripple. A tall, indistinct figure loomed briefly before fading into shadow. Her breath froze as she whispered, "It touched me." Though nothing clear appeared, her hair shifted on the pillow, strands moving as though brushed by unseen fingers. The realization made her slam the laptop shut, bile rising in her throat. Anna Collins walked through her apartment the following evening with unease clinging to her shoulders like damp cloth. She muttered, "It was only a trick of light," but even she did not believe it. The camera was back on the dresser, and she triple-checked the angle. The silence inside felt unnatural, thick with the residue of unseen breath. She left the room, forcing herself into the living room, where her cousin Emma Collins waited with crossed arms. Emma Collins frowned. "You look like you haven't slept in days." Anna Collins tried to laugh, but it cracked. "Maybe I should stop recording," she whispered, though her eyes flicked toward the hallway, betraying the truth. Emma Collins leaned closer and said, "If it's scaring you this much, maybe it's better to ignore it." But deep inside, Anna Collins knew the shadow would not ignore her. Later that night, Anna Collins tossed restlessly on the couch. Her phone buzzed with a message from Daniel Harris asking, "Are you okay?" She stared at the words before replying, "Just tired." Yet exhaustion was not the truth. The clock read midnight, and the hum of the fridge sounded like breathing. From the corner, she thought she saw a flicker of movement, but the living room was empty. She whispered to herself, "Stop imagining." Pulling the blanket tight, she closed her eyes, though the sound of her own heartbeat thundered too loud. The apartment walls felt closer, pressing in, as if the space was holding something unseen. The following day, Anna Collins met Daniel Harris at his apartment. He listened quietly as she described the figure that appeared near her bed. "Maybe you dreamed it," Daniel Harris said gently, though his jaw tightened. Anna Collins replied sharply, "I know what I saw." The argument simmered, silence lingering heavy between them. Finally, Daniel Harris placed a hand on her shoulder and whispered, "You're scaring yourself more than it's scaring you." Anna Collins looked at him with hollow eyes and whispered, "No, Daniel, it touched me." That evening, Anna Collins returned home, dread clinging like cobwebs. She turned every light on, pacing the apartment. "If you're here, show yourself," she said aloud, her voice breaking. Silence answered. Hours passed, until exhaustion forced her to collapse into bed. The camera recorded faithfully, blinking red. At 2:44 a.m., the footage revealed what she never saw. The door slowly creaked open, and a tall shadow stretched across the room. The figure paused near her bed as if savoring the moment before disappearing into the corner. Morning light exposed Anna Collins' trembling hands as she replayed the recording. She gasped when the tall figure appeared on screen, looming over her. She covered her mouth, whispering, "It's real." Her breath came short, panic choking her throat. The footage showed her hair moving gently on the pillow as though stroked by invisible fingers. She slammed the laptop shut, chest heaving, tears welling. In that instant, she realized she could no longer dismiss it as shadows or tricks. Something had entered her life, and it wanted her. Anna Collins placed 2 additional cameras in her apartment that night. She whispered, "If it comes again, I'll catch it from every angle." Her hands shook as she adjusted the tripods. The living room felt cavernous, echoing with her every breath. She paused, staring into the hallway mirror, half expecting to see someone behind her. The reflection showed only her pale face and dark circles. Later, she crawled into bed whispering, "Please let it stay away." The clock struck 3:00 a.m., and though her eyes closed, the camera's lens remained unblinking. In the grainy footage, shadows lengthened, sliding toward her like water poured across the floor. Something unseen passed between the cameras, careful and deliberate, just out of reach of full clarity. Morning came, and Anna Collins sat cross-legged on her bed, replaying the footage. Her breath caught as she saw the shadows slither unnaturally across the room. "It's not the storm," she muttered. Emma Collins appeared in the doorway with a mug, whispering, "You look worse every day." Anna Collins shoved the laptop toward her, saying, "Look, tell me I'm wrong." Emma Collins leaned closer, lips pressed tight. She whispered, "That isn't normal." The silence that followed was heavier than the footage itself. Anna Collins trembled, realizing Emma Collins finally saw it too. Later that afternoon, Anna Collins met Daniel Harris again. She whispered, "It's not shadows. It's something real." Daniel Harris shook his head, trying to dismiss it. "Anna, you're sleep-deprived," he muttered, but his eyes betrayed unease. She slammed her hand on the table, making coffee spill. "You don't believe me," she hissed. Daniel Harris leaned back, exhaling slowly. "I don't know what to believe anymore," he confessed. The tension between them widened like a crack in glass. Anna Collins stared at him, whispering, "Then you'll see for yourself tonight." That night, Daniel Harris arrived at Anna Collins' apartment, reluctant but determined. Anna Collins whispered, "Sit here, watch with me." The camera blinked red, recording the bedroom. Hours passed. At 3:10 a.m., the door creaked slowly, chilling both of them. Daniel Harris' breath caught as a figure entered the room. It was tall, indistinct, and leaned toward the bed. The figure's hand brushed through Anna Collins' hair, gentle as a lover's touch. Anna Collins' sleeping body shuddered, though she never woke. Daniel Harris whispered, "Dear God." The figure vanished into darkness. When dawn arrived, Daniel Harris sat pale and silent, refusing to meet Anna Collins' eyes. She whispered, "Now you believe me." He nodded faintly, muttering, "It touched you." Anna Collins shivered, pulling the blanket tighter. Emma Collins entered quietly, whispering, "What happened?" Daniel Harris stared blankly at the floor and said, "There's something here." Anna Collins felt a cold realization coil around her chest. The figure was not content with just watching. It wanted to be closer. The night felt colder than usual as Anna Collins paced her apartment, her hands trembling as she adjusted the cameras once more. She whispered, "It keeps coming closer." Daniel Harris sat silently on the sofa, staring at the hallway as if expecting something to emerge. Emma Collins clutched her cardigan tighter and muttered, "This isn't safe anymore." Their words fell flat in the heavy air. The silence of the apartment seemed alive, pressing against their ears like a scream that never came. At 3:15 a.m., a faint whisper filled the room, hoarse, deliberate, but unmistakable. It repeated Anna Collins' name slowly, stretching it like a broken lullaby. Anna Collins froze, her lips parted in shock, as her hair lifted faintly, brushed by invisible fingers. Daniel Harris shouted, "Do you feel that?" Emma Collins sobbed, whispering, "It knows your name." The next morning, Anna Collins slumped at the kitchen table, staring blankly into her untouched coffee. Daniel Harris leaned forward, whispering, "We can't keep staying here." Anna Collins shook her head stubbornly and said, "If I leave, it will follow." Emma Collins sat across from her, pale and trembling, muttering, "Then what do we do?" Silence filled the space until Anna Collins replied, "We find out why it's here." Daniel Harris rubbed his temples, his voice sharp with fear. "You don't hunt something like this, Anna. It hunts you." The air between them thickened, every word a wound that cut deeper into their fragile hope. That evening, Anna Collins scoured the town library for answers. Dusty books whispered forgotten histories. She muttered, "Someone else has seen it before." Hours passed until she found an old article about a girl who vanished in her very building years ago. The paper described nightly disturbances and whispers that called her by name before she disappeared. Anna Collins' stomach twisted as she whispered, "It's the same." A librarian named Michael Turner approached cautiously, saying, "That building. People say it's cursed." Anna Collins looked up with hollow eyes and whispered, "It's not cursed, it's waiting." When Anna Collins returned home, she found Daniel Harris waiting by the window, staring into the dark street. He muttered, "I don't want to be here anymore." Anna Collins whispered, "If I leave, it won't stop." Emma Collins emerged from the bedroom, clutching a blanket around her shoulders, whispering, "Then we're trapped." The room grew colder, their breaths visible in the air. A sound came from the hallway, dragging footsteps, slow and deliberate. Daniel Harris shouted, "It's here!" The three of them froze as the shadows lengthened, filling the room with black. Anna Collins whispered, "It's inside." At 3:00 a.m., the cameras caught what none of them could ignore. A figure emerged fully from the corner, tall, draped in shifting darkness, face blurred but eyes like pits. It leaned close to Anna Collins' sleeping body, brushing her hair aside. Emma Collins screamed, waking Anna Collins, who sat up in terror. Daniel Harris rushed forward, but the figure vanished into smoke before his hands could touch it. Anna Collins sobbed, "It's stronger now." Daniel Harris shouted, "Then we fight it?" Emma Collins whispered brokenly, "You can't fight what you can't touch." The night ended with silence, but every one of them knew the entity was no longer content with watching. Anna Collins sat at the dining table with old records spread before her, hands trembling as she read through brittle pages. She whispered, "It's tied to this building." Emma Collins leaned over her shoulder, muttering, "These names, they're all tenants." Daniel Harris stood behind them, arms crossed, expression grim. One article described a family who vanished decades ago, leaving behind only disturbed beds and hair scattered across pillows. Anna Collins whispered, "It strokes their hair before it takes them." Emma Collins covered her mouth in horror. Daniel Harris muttered, "Then it has chosen you." The weight of those words pressed down like stone. Anna Collins returned to the library the following afternoon, driven by dread and desperation. She whispered to the weary librarian Michael Turner, "Tell me what happened to the missing girl." Michael Turner hesitated, then lowered his voice. "Her name was Clara Reeves. She was your grandmother's cousin." Anna Collins froze, the words clawing into her mind. Emma Collins muttered, "It's in your bloodline." Michael Turner added, "The family never spoke of it, but those who lived there, they heard her name whispered until she vanished." Anna Collins whispered, "It has been waiting for me." The revelation hung heavy in the dusty air. That night, Daniel Harris argued with Anna Collins in the kitchen. He said, "This thing is not just after you, it's after anyone close to you." Anna Collins shook her head, whispering, "No, it wants me." Emma Collins shouted, "It's already inside this family." The tension broke as cupboards rattled violently, glasses shattering onto the floor. The three of them froze. A whisper coiled around the room, repeating Anna Collins' name with deliberate menace. Daniel Harris grabbed her shoulders, shouting, "We have to leave now." Anna Collins whispered through trembling lips, "Leaving won't stop it." The truth sank like poison. Anna Collins dug deeper into her family's history, piecing together fragments from hidden letters. She read aloud. Clara Reeves wrote of a shadow man who stroked her hair and whispered her name. Emma Collins whispered, "That's exactly what it does to you." Daniel Harris slammed his fist against the table, muttering, "We're dealing with something bound to blood." The letter ended with chilling words. "If you hear him call your name, you cannot escape." Anna Collins whispered, "It chose Clara Reeves. Now it has chosen me." The truth settled like ice in their veins. The next night, Anna Collins dared to replay the latest footage. At 3:12 a.m., the figure emerged clearly, crouching by her bed. Its hand brushed her hair back as though caressing her. The camera's microphone caught a faint whisper. "Anna," she gasped, clutching Daniel Harris's arm. Emma Collins sobbed, whispering, "It said your name." Daniel Harris stared at the screen, pale as death, muttering, "It knows you." Anna Collins' stomach knotted as she realized the truth. This was no stranger haunting her home. This was something tied to her very blood, and it had finally claimed her. Night fell heavy as Anna Collins, Daniel Harris, and Emma Collins prepared the apartment for what felt like a battle. Salt lined the windowsills, candles flickered in trembling light, and the cameras blinked red from every corner. Anna Collins whispered, "It won't let me go unless I face it." Daniel Harris muttered, "You don't fight shadows, Anna." Emma Collins whispered brokenly, "We have no choice." Midnight crawled forward, and the room grew colder. The candles hissed as though suffocated by unseen breath. At 3:00 a.m., the figure emerged from the corner, taller, darker, more defined than before. Its hollow voice whispered Anna Collins' name, stretching the syllables like a chain dragging across stone. The figure drifted closer, its form unraveling and reforming in sickening waves. Anna Collins whispered, "Why me?" The figure bent low as though to answer, but only a distorted hiss filled the room. Daniel Harris shouted, "Stay away from her!" He lunged forward, but was thrown back violently against the wall, gasping for air. Emma Collins screamed, clutching at Anna Collins' arm. The figure leaned closer, its hand stretching toward Anna Collins' hair, fingers like smoke and bone. She felt the icy caress across her scalp and shuddered violently. "It's feeding on me!" Anna Collins gasped, tears welling in her eyes. Anna Collins grabbed one of the old letters, her voice shaking as she read Clara Reeves' final words aloud. "If you hear him call your name, you cannot escape." The whisper in the room grew louder, overlapping with her voice, repeating her name in a chorus of broken echoes. Daniel Harris struggled to rise, muttering, "Don't let it break you." Emma Collins sobbed, whispering, "It wants to claim you like Clara Reeves." Anna Collins felt the weight of unseen hands pressing on her shoulders, pulling her down as though drowning her in shadows. She screamed, "You will not take me." The shadow erupted in a violent gust, extinguishing every candle. Darkness swallowed the room whole. Only the red blink of the camera pierced the black. Anna Collins' breath came sharp, her body trembling as unseen fingers dragged across her cheek. Daniel Harris shouted blindly, "Fight it!" Emma Collins screamed in the dark, her voice cracking. Then Anna Collins felt something shift inside her, rage cutting through fear. She shouted, "You will not have my name." For a moment, the figure recoiled, its form twisting violently as though resisting a force stronger than itself. The shadow screamed, a sound that was not sound but vibration shaking through the bones of the apartment. The windows rattled, and the floorboards groaned as though breaking. Anna Collins collapsed to her knees, tears streaming, whispering, "Leave us." Daniel Harris pulled her back as the figure lunged, its form breaking apart like ash in the wind. Emma Collins sobbed, clinging to them both, her voice shaking, "It's not gone." The figure vanished into black smoke, but the air remained heavy with its presence. The camera blinked red, recording the silence that followed. Anna Collins whispered, "This is only the beginning." Dawn broke pale and gray, the apartment still heavy with silence. Anna Collins sat curled on the sofa, staring at her trembling hands. Daniel Harris paced the room, muttering, "We can't stay here." Emma Collins whispered, "Leaving won't change what's tied to her." Anna Collins raised her eyes slowly, whispering, "It's inside me now." Her voice cracked, hollow with fear. Daniel Harris froze, his chest heaving. Emma Collins sobbed into her cardigan, whispering, "It took Clara Reeves, it will take you too." The camera light blinked red, recording every fragile word. Anna Collins forced herself to review the latest footage. At 3:12 a.m., her sleeping body stirred. The shadow figure leaned close, whispering her name into her ear. But this time, something worse appeared. Her lips moved in reply, though she remained asleep. Anna Collins gasped, clutching the laptop. "I answered it," she whispered. Emma Collins screamed, covering her mouth. Daniel Harris slammed the laptop shut, muttering, "It's already in you." The silence that followed made every heartbeat unbearable, as if the apartment itself was holding its breath. That night, Anna Collins insisted on staying awake. Daniel Harris argued, "You need rest," but she shook her head. "If I sleep, it will take more." Emma Collins whispered from the corner, "We can't keep this up." Midnight passed in silence until the air turned icy. Shadows twisted along the walls without light to cause them. Anna Collins clutched the blanket, whispering, "It's here." Daniel Harris grabbed a flashlight, but the beam flickered uselessly. Emma Collins sobbed, "We can't stop it." The whisper filled the room again, her name drawn out like a prayer. At 3:15 a.m., the shadow appeared fully in front of Anna Collins, towering, featureless, but its hollow eyes locked on hers. She whispered, "You want me." The figure extended its hand, brushing her hair with almost tenderness. Daniel Harris shouted, lunging forward, but he froze mid-step as if held by invisible chains. Emma Collins screamed, "Don't touch her." The figure bent low, whispering a soundless word that only Anna Collins heard. Her eyes glazed with terror as she repeated it aloud. Silence crushed the room, as though time itself had stopped. Morning came, quiet and deceptive. The apartment looked the same, but nothing was the same. Anna Collins sat calmly at the table, sipping coffee. Daniel Harris stared at her, whispering, "Are you all right?" She smiled faintly, too faint, and said, "I don't hear it anymore." Emma Collins stepped closer, asking, "It's gone?" Anna Collins turned her head slowly, her eyes dark and unblinking. She whispered in a voice that was not hers, "It's not gone, it's here." The camera blinked red once more, recording the silence that followed, as if the entity had finally found its home.